What's good with y'all tonight? It's your man Donald King, the Lord of the Ring. I'm just joking. I couldn't think of anything else to rhyme. It's bad. Terrible. I'm not talented tonight. By the way, I am still up here in this sweltering jungle. These old homes, I don't know what else to say, man. The circulation on the upper level is just, the air circulation is just really terrible. Got my trusty little Arctic air right next to me, but I don't know how much good that's going to do, so I will have my blue sweat towel here. So think about it like this: if it's 90 outside, upstairs in these places with these this really bad ventilation, it's going to be like 105. So the sweat you see, it is well warranted. Anywho, hopefully the night is finding you well. You know what I'm saying? Dude, something real cool happened today, right? Something real cool happened today. And I want to share it with y'all before I get into the subject of tonight's podcast. But I was chilling, right? I was chilling, and I just got done doing a move for someone earlier this week. Moving in the middle of July in this humidity, it is it's not fun. It's not fun to say the least. All right, but we got it done, man. I met this young brother by the name of Calvin. Dude is sharp, man. It's like every now and again you meet somebody who makes you excited about, humanity again, because dude is just brilliant. Dude is brilliant. And hold on, y'all have to forgive me. Well, no, you know what? Fuck it, just let it ride. Dude is brilliant. He's a cool young man. He's a cool young man. I liked him a lot. Pretty strong. Used to play football and whatnot. He's a solid young dude. Anywho, y'all, what y'all see is me keep looking out the window because, people. I'm just aware of my surroundings. But anyway, long story short, man. After we got done doing this move out, the former homeowner, they were like, "Yo, hey, we got a couple of artifacts that we're not carrying with us. Do you want these things, right?" And one was a brand new couch. And I was like, "Ooh, man, I can put that on Marketplace. Get a couple bucks for it or whatnot." And, then there's some armoires and, some good furniture pieces. It's really nice stuff. I know people would probably want to have it in their home. But anyway, I got this couch. I was going to load it up. And it was a pull-out couch. So it was super nice. Heavy. Oh my God, it was super heavy. Might have pulled my back on it, but anyway, it's like we were getting it, and I was like, okay, so I'm just gonna pick this up another day. And then I was telling my man earlier today as we were pulling out the final pieces from this place. I'm like, yo, yeah, man, it's like I'm gonna get this couch, man. It's like I'm putting it on Marketplace. I think got some people who want it right now. And then he was like, oh, my sister needs a couch. And I'm like, I had already had plans with it, right? I'd already had plans of what I was going to do with it. But spirit hit me, and it was like, hey, this is what you're supposed to do. Get the couch over there. And I just so happened to have a truck, right? So that was a way for us to get it. And I was like, get it over to his sister's place. And I was like, yeah, man, she can have it. Let's schedule a day to go and drop it off to her. And he called her up, and I had other things I wanted to get to, but he called her up on the spot, said, "Are you home? We can go ahead and bring this by." And I was like, dude, At first I was kind of like, I was already kind of feeling some sort of way about letting go of it because it was really nice, but then I was like, oh man, it's like this kind of puts me out, but whatever, because this dude is real cool. I liked him a lot, man. He's a chill dude. So I was like, all right, bet. So we loaded it up into the back of my truck, the back of my pickup, and we rode it over to her house. When we got over to her house, I saw the state of her old couch, and it was really messed up. It was really damaged and stuff like that. And that wasn't the best part of it. I mean, that wasn't the worst part about it. she just had a brand new baby. The baby's like 4 weeks old. The baby was beautiful little kid. Beautiful, beautiful little baby. Baby was 4 weeks old, man. And, you know, me and Calvin, we muscled the couch in there, and it was heavy. It's a pullout, so I was like, of course it's gonna be heavy. And it's like, you know, your boy. It's like I ain't got him like I used to, but it's like I still got a little something. Still got a little something. So we get it in there, and then as soon as we set it down, we had to get the old couch down into the basement. As soon as we started picking it up, we started seeing it falling apart. Now, mind you, old girl, she's holding the baby the entire time, and I just wanted to grab the baby from her, like, oh, Hercules, Hercules, because I love babies. I love babies. She was holding the baby, and me and Calvin, we picked up the old couch and we took it downstairs to the basement, right? We took it downstairs to the basement, and as we get downstairs to the basement, and we get it all settled downstairs, we come back upstairs, and the little baby was sleeping on the new couch. Bro, I mean, I ain't tear up or nothing, but I was sitting here and I was looking like, and that has been riding in my spirit all day. Just when I was tired, just when I was like, yo, you know, it's like doing avatar work, it gets tiresome. It gets heavy. But that right there just put all the life in my spirit. You see this little 4-week-old baby sleeping on the couch. And see, the thing is, and this isn't one of those humble brag things. It's one of those situations where you're in the right place, you're in the right time, and whatever you refer to as God, it puts something in your spirit like, hey, this is the move. And instead of objecting to things, you just sort of go with the flow, and then you get this huge reward, you get this payoff you weren't expecting. You get this beautiful payoff you weren't expecting. And I didn't know that would lift my spirit so much to see that little newborn baby sleeping on that couch, man. And I just been in high spirits ever since then. It was just, yeah, like that. It just lifted my whole day. It was a day well spent, and I thank my brother for giving me that opportunity, because it's like, you see, even if I did take this, and even if I found a home for it in the space I'm in right now, or conversely, even if I put it out and got a couple bucks for it, what I got in terms of a payoff today is so much greater. That's something that you can't get back. Like, just to see the little baby sleeping on the couch, that hit my spirit in a way, man, and I've been smiling ever since. Been in the right place at the right time. And not just being in the right place at the right time, allowing yourself to be a vessel for something bigger than you, moving you in ways that you don't always see the outcome to, but when you get there, you're kind of like, oh, I see why I did. Oh man, wow. What a day. That's the cutest little kid, man. I swear to God, I love babies to death. It's like the kids, babies, sit in my heart so well. And especially when they're newborn and they haven't had the socialization process, and you just see that pure energy radiating off of them, and just, you look and you're like, wow, what a blessing. And I was just, that really just lifted my spirits today. It's a good day. You know, tonight, brother Blungy, man, love you, man. Yo, tonight's podcast is Jesus hot in here. Tonight's podcast is on the subject of, believe it or not, you hate people who are trapped in gaming mode. Alright? Now, Why is it important to get into this? Is because the reason everything that I'm doing in the way of explaining all these principles to you guys, they're not meant to chastise you. They're not meant to admonish you or finger wag. It's to give you some distance and perspective so that all the evil you see in others, not only can you see it in yourself, but you can isolate corruption, and then in efforts to sort of quell it and sort of like disempower corruption at the species level, you can fight back by just making sure it doesn't have a home in you. So all the things that I'm doing in the way of giving you all these principles and then explaining what ideologues are, explaining what corruption is, explaining how these things sort of motivate people towards reality, is meant to give you tools to help you steer yourself away from what happens to anything that sort of sides with corruption when all of this stuff goes down. So this is all meant to give you tools, not to sit on some high horse and judge and punish you from afar. And I need y'all to understand that, okay? So, when I say that you hate people who are trapped in gaming mode, I want you to think about it like this, right? When you go into the hood, who are you scared of? I'm in a hood right now. Who are you scared of? Are you scared of people who are cognizant and conscientious of the world around you? Are you afraid of somebody who's trapped in gaming mode? Someone who's trying to win the game of hood ascension, right? Let's say you go into Crip or Blood territory. Who are you scared of? Are you scared of average citizens? Are you scared of somebody who's trapped in gang mentality? In the contest, right? When you think about somebody like serial killers, plural, a serial killer is an individual whose mind is trapped in gaming mode. They're like, I have to win. I have to capture the most bodies. I have to win the game that's playing out in my mind. Even to the top of society, the people who are doing the worst things at both the consumer and sort of cultural levels right now, they're trapped in gaming mode. The ones who are putting the squeeze on the global financial situation, they're trapped in gaming mode. I have to win. I have to collect all the coins. Gamers are dangerous. They're dangerous. Ideologues are gamers. When you are a black person and you get pulled over by a cop, you have to wonder if the cop is in the racist gaming mindset. You're like, oh shit, is this person trapped in the racist gaming mode? Are they going to kill me because they're trying to achieve an objective in a game, a larger game that they don't know how to see separate from reality and assign value to and make decisions separate of within the system of reality? You hate gamers. The people who put you in the most danger are always going to be gamers. Period. Gamers are dangerous, dangerous people. When you can't tell the difference between the inner story, the place wherein you're a hero, and everyone who isn't part of your set, your team, is either a prop or a villain, you're trapped in gaming mode. When you're trapped in gaming mode, the objective is to win. When the objective is to win, it doesn't matter who loses or who's affected by your actions, so long as you capture that W, right? Trapped in gaming mode. Think about it like this. You ever see superhero movies, right? And it's this game. It's literally a game. It's a contest between the good guys and the bad guys. Look at all the destruction. Look at all of the lives that would have to be lost in the wake of the destruction. All because these contests between superpowered opposing forces have to win the game. Every racist is a person trapped in gaming mode. Every rapist is a person who's trapped in gaming mode. You can't have good relationships with people who are trapped in gaming mode. They're going to be narcissistic. It's a zero-sum circumstance, right? You can't trust someone who cheats, who violates the bond between you all because they can't think above benefiting themselves within the game of self-worship and self-rewarding. You're afraid to be in a relationship with a narcissist because the narcissist only wants to win. You can't build anything with someone who views you as a rival, can you? You can't build anything with anyone who views everything as a fucking game. Every single person, every single type of person you hate in life is a person who's trapped in gaming mode. Even the people who interact with me, who I deal with on a regular basis in my threads and things of that nature, who come to me trying to fight, they're trying to win. It doesn't matter that they don't make sense. Just ran into one yesterday. Didn't make sense, couldn't keep pace with the discussion, just being rude and aggressive, trying to force his will on me. Couldn't do it. But he was just trying to win the game. He was just trying to win the game. How did he perform? Aggressive, competitive, narcissistic. He didn't want to answer any of the questions I had. He didn't want it to be conversational. He just wanted to force his will on me. He wanted to dominate me because that's what you do when you are a gamer. Competition. Competition is attempting to dominate someone from within a given scope or realm of consideration and or within a given context. I have to win. I want to win. I got people been competing against me my entire life. Even before I knew what I was, the aura of what I am, it sort of shone through. And people who are agents of corruption, why they're like, oh man, I have to break him down. I have to put him in his place. I have to break the light. I have to win. It's dumb. People who are trapped in gaming mode, they're kind of like, hey, I deserve to be the star. I deserve to be the champion. I deserve to win. And what does that mindset put them in? It puts them into, or it drives them to be envious. It drives them to be jealous. It drives them to be subversive and drives them to plot against people behind their back. It makes them corrupt. Think about it like this. A virion. A virion, in any disease you can think of, is an organism that's trapped in gaming mode. The goal of the body, the goal of the virus is to defeat the cellular building blocks of the body. And the virion, they have no wherewithal. They have no awareness for themselves beyond the contest. They have no awareness for the impacts that they're making on the body in the contest, within the contest, that is their society in which they're trying to defeat each other. The virus is trying to defeat the body. The virion within the virus are trying to defeat each other for power within the virus. Boom, boom, boom. The body dies and they die along with it because they are trapped in gaming mode. Stupid, stupid organisms. When I was helping my brother today move the couch into his... Helping my brother move the couch into his sister's place. Some kids stole somebody's car, drove down the road, spun out, turned around, driving back. The wheel fell off the fucking car. They got out and they ran. Why do I mention this? Because it was all a game to them. It was all a game. They uprooted and destroyed somebody's living situation. The person could have probably been going to get their car fixed. They're probably living the hand to mouth. That may have been their only mode of conveyance. How they would get back and forth to work. How they survived. How they could have taken care of their dependents. And some assholes trapped in gaming mode. They fucked their whole situation up. They fucked that person's whole situation up. Because they couldn't stop playing. They have to win the game of popularity in the hood. They have to win the game of gathering, getting the most attention, steering the most attention towards themselves, towards increasing their presence, and ultimately their opportunities and abilities to consume. All based in gaming. It's all based in gaming. People at the top of society. Awful, awful, awful human beings. Awful species. Just creating all this tension. Allowing themselves to be used by corruption to the tune of weaponizing fear against the population and the masses, and pressure against the population and masses, all to benefit themselves, only to be betrayed, they don't know this yet, by corruption on the back end, and have to pay for all of the things that they've done. But right now, they can't see anything beyond winning the contest. Even with me being what I am, even with me disseminating all this information for free, the stupid bastards can't see that I'm working in their benefit, so the only thing they want to do is compete. We have to beat him! We have to achieve our objective! War. People are like, oh, I'm missing... What Ben Folds did that song. I'm missing the war. Ba, 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 ba. Flat, but whatever. People who get trapped in gaming mode in combat, they come back and they don't know how to assimilate into civilian life because everything is about the contest. Everything is about winning. Look at Simone Biles. Look at Simone Biles. She is up here in all of these years of competition, all that she's done to sort of help mentor and coach people into the United States taking the silver because she had to step down because of mental health issues. And people who are trapped in gaming mode, like, go Team USA, it's like, she let us down. The motherfuckers never even get off a couch themselves. They can't do anything she's done. But the only thing that they want is the win. When you're trapped in gaming mode, the only thing you want is the win. It doesn't matter how you get the win, as long as you win. Like a grubby little parasite. This is how it works at a mechanical people level. Mechanical level, people. I said that backwards. But yeah. Trapped in gaming mode. One second, guys. Oh, man. Man. It was tough. Anywho. So, yeah. But every person you hate in the world is a person who's trapped in gaming mode. Look at people who collect paraphernalia and like fucking, I don't know, magazines and pornographic materials related to pedophilia. Not getting caught is part of the game. Getting away with it is part of the game. Even doing the acts themselves is part of the game. Every disgusting human being you can think of is trapped in gaming mode. They're ultra competitors. And because they're trapped in gaming mode, guess what? That means that they're, you guessed it, narcissistic, competitive, aggressive, and greedy. They have to win me. This is the mind of a parasite. It's the mind of the parasite. It's the mind of the virion, the agent of the disease. It has to win. It doesn't matter who it takes from. It has to win. Every acquisition, that's a win for it. Every theft, every disgusting act that serves to benefit them, it's them winning. What did Charlie Sheen say? Winning! You can't have a conversation with an ultra competitor. You can't have a rational conversation with a person who's trapped in gaming mode. You just can't. You're trying to make sense and lay out how things are from within a given circumstance. The only thing they want to do is try and compete against you. The only thing they want to do is try to win. Here's what you're wrong. Well, no, let's just unpack this and see what's actually what. No, you're wrong because I'm right. And yeah, they have to win. They don't give themselves an opportunity to learn shit. They don't give themselves an opportunity to understand anything. It's only the win. And you hate them. You hate people who you can't talk to because the only thing they have to do is win. You hate people who just do whatever the hell they want because they're always trying to benefit themselves, because getting ahead of others is the only thing that matters to them. Making things more convenient on themselves is the only thing that matters to them. Every time they are convenienced at other people's expense, it's them winning. Trapped in competition mode. I always go back to the example of people leaving their carts inside of grocery store parking lots, filling up spaces, just being rude, entitled little shits. It's them winning. At whose expense? At the expense of people who come behind them. Right? Always winning. When you're hyper competitive, the only thing you want to do is show up and compete. This is the main reason why it's like I want you guys to understand the significance behind people coming along and trying to be disruptive on my threads. When you're a competitor, you're not here to understand. You're here to be disruptive. You're here to try to defeat me. You view me as an adversary. You view me as someone you're going to force your will on and dominate. When you view me in this way, you only bring bad intentions to me. So, even if it's something as simple as seeing a bunch of hearts and being like, oh, I'm going to fuck this up with a like. That is energy. That is a type of behavior. That is a type of attitude that you bring to the table. You bring a hyper-competitive outlook to the table. People who plot to steal things from other people, they're ultra competitors. I'm going to win. I'm going to benefit me. Just like a stupid, funky little parasite. You see people invade territories and take shit. They're trapped in gaming mode. Oh, we have to win. Oh, we're the best. We're the heroes. People buy all these weapons so they can give themselves advantages in contests. Because all they want to do is win. When you're hyper-aggressive and hyper-competitive, you're drawn to art forms that mirror your inner story. You like shoot 'em out scenes and movies. You like aggressive music. You like things that get you amped up and hype and ready to compete. Things that remind you that you're a winner, even if you feel like a loser. Every single person you hate, every single person you think is disgusting, they're a hyper-competitor. They're trapped in gaming mode. You can't talk to them. You can't reason with them because their minds aren't in reality. Their minds are lost in the game that they're playing, that they're trying to win. You walking through the hood at night. What's up, nigga? Hey, empty your pockets. That's a come up. That's a win in the game if you got something in your pockets. Even worse if the game is killing somebody so that levels up your status within the greater game that they're playing. Right? Sir, I'm gonna need you to step out of the car. He moved! Fire! Super competitor. A person trapped in gaming mode ended someone's life because the game of police was the game of policing was secondary to the game of winning the race war. Being trapped in gaming mode turned them into a weapon against whoever they assaulted under the pretense of law and order. Trapped in gaming mode. When people are trapped in gaming mode, they become monsters. Does that mean you can't play games at all? No. You can play games. Just, your mind can't live in them. And more importantly, you can't try and drag your inner game out into and force your inner game one to reality. When you do that, you become a monster. You become a monster. But again, when you can divorce the game from your understanding of an interpretation of reality, when you can see these as separate things, and you can treat them as separate things, and interact with them as separate things, and then you're not trapped in gaming mode. You can sync up with reality or delve into idealism, but you have the ability to toggle between the two. When you are trapped in gaming mode, there is only one thing you're trying to do, and that is you're addicted to winning. It's satisfy the addiction. And that's the thing that I want you to understand too. Gaming is an addiction. You know this, gambling. You know how you have a gambling addiction? People are they're addicted to and trapped within gaming mode. It's a conceptual substance. Remember, I don't know if you guys recalled my earlier work, but I talk about conceptual substances. Conceptual substance is basically stimulation you take in through the sensory faculties that sort of create impacts onto the apperception that the ego or the body associates with, I guess, a sort of physical stimulation. It triggers the autonomic nervous system to release hormones and neurotransmitters that the ego parasite subsists on, right? So let's say the ego parasite is addicted to serotonin. Serotonin is all about accomplishment. You get a serotonin boost from accomplishment, right? You get serotonin boost from accomplishment, so a person can get a quick serotonin boost from doing something in the way of OCD, like flicking a light on 3 times off. It's a quick serotonin boost. Ego makes you think it's normal. It's like, hey, I want this little Pez pop from this boost that you get from doing this activity. A conceptual substance, you can get high on conceptual substances, and competition is a conceptual substance, but winning is a very potent conceptual substance, and whenever you perceivably take away someone's ability to win, why, you force them into instant withdrawal. But yeah, this is the way that works at mechanical levels, so people are literally addicted to gaming. They're literally addicted to gaming. Speaking of gaming, I got somebody cruising slowly back and forth outside of my window here. That's the reason why I keep looking over. I guess they're looking at my little setup, and they're like, oh yeah, guess we're gonna have to get that off him. So hopefully this isn't the last podcast, but when people are trapped in gaming mode, this is stupid shit you had to put up with. They better pray to God they're not that stupid. Oh, it's hot. And you have to forgive me as I sort of got distracted in that, you know, people driving past real slow, like, oh yeah, what's he doing up there? Let me see. But yeah, man, that's how it goes. The most dangerous people in the world are those who are trapped in gaming mode. You hate dealing with them when they're not from your set. You hate dealing with ideologues who are trapped in gaming mode when they're not of your set, when they're not from your crew, when they're not playing the same game as you. I got on my little Adidas shorts. So yeah, man. It's warm in here. Look at me. I'm sweaty. That sounded real. I used to do that when I was younger, man. I used to have a funny sounding gay voice, or mimic a caricature of a gay person. I didn't realize how disrespectful it was to them back then. I don't really think that they're like. I don't buy into the narrative, the common narratives that are associated with, you know, that vein of existence per se. But I am all about respect. Respect people, regardless of whether or not you see things the way they do, regardless of whether or not they reflect your inner story back to you or your values or beliefs. It doesn't matter who you are or what you are. You respect people. And that's something that, you know, being trapped in gaming mode simply disallows. When you're trapped in gaming mode and you see other people who are not on your side as rivals, why the only thing you want to do is you want to disrespect them. You want to humiliate them. You want to take from them. You want to destroy them. So what happens when you're aggressive, narcissistic, and competitive? You want to destroy. Oh, sweet. Nobody's... Hey, Brother Blungy, I haven't gotten any notifications for this podcast. And I don't see if anybody's actually on. I had 2 viewers. Ooh, look at me. Ballin', yeah. But that's also cool too, man, when nobody's... It's like, there's something freeing in just speaking without having anybody or thinking anybody's on the other end. Or without knowing who's on the other end. Obviously, I connect better with people in live interaction, but even now, you know, sometimes there is, or there can be, a pressure to do well when it comes to speaking and conveying the things I understand and see through the perspective that's been afforded to me. However, when no one's watching, you can just be yourself. It's kind of like dancing in a mirror when no one's around. And it's kind of like, you know, you're looking in a mirror, and from my experience, Brother Blungy, I appreciate you, man. Thank you kindly. From my experience, it's kind of like looking at a two-sided or one-sided mirror, or a two-sided mirror. Is that what it is? I don't know what it is. But you dancing and you trying to get your choreography together, and you don't know if anybody's on the other side of the glass, but the only thing you're paying attention to is how you're moving, and you're like, am I popping and locking right? I didn't hit that as hard as I wanted to. But yeah, it's that's how it goes. I'm very fortunate. Very fortunate. I was able to escape gaming mode. I don't know if I was ever trapped in gaming mode so much. Always been sort of an outsider. And because I've been an outsider and I've always sort of marched to the beat of my own drum, how do I say this? My competition was always the best people I got access to, if that makes sense. So, yeah, just like when I was working on music, when I was working on songs in the music industry, right? I liked being around the most talented people I could be around, because whoever was the most talented, I could reach that level and beyond. But before I would interact with them, I didn't have a concept for what it meant to ascend to higher levels of ability. So when I saw someone performing at a level that I hadn't reached yet, then it gave me a marker, and I'm like, oh, I could surpass that. And that's kind of how it worked. But that's how it went with most things in life. So, like when I was painting, if I saw someone who was painting who was doing something better than me, I'm like, oh, I can do that. And then gradually I would sort of go past them. But because I was never hyper competitive and my competition was always basically me, I never got trapped in gaming mode. But you know, I've dealt with a lot of people who have been, and they bring a lot of competition to me. And when they bring competition to me, then I'm always going to come out on top. But, through the process of coming out on top, I can get pretty deep into gaming mode. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's weird. And I know that seems like almost contradictory. But, yeah, no, it's like I'm not innately trapped in gaming mode. I always march to my own thing. But, when marching to my own thing, when someone brings competition to me, I'm always going to come out on top. I'm just going to. That's just been that's just my experience in life. So, yeah. But that's probably because of what I am. Not necessarily, it doesn't necessarily have anything to do with who I am. Anywho, I digress. I went on a little tangent. They're doing too much. It's wild. The most horrible people you're going to meet are those who are trapped in gaming mode. If you like liberals, or if you hate liberals, and you identify as a conservative, you're going to hate ultra liberals. You are. If you're a liberal, or for most part, just any type of person, and you see people who identify as conservative trapped in gaming mode, you're going to hate them. You're going to be like, what awful people. On the other side of the fence, if you see a person who's deeply given to their Christian or Muslim or Hindu ideology, and so much so that the only thing they want to do is compete with religions, they're going to be fucking terrible people, and you're going to hate them. You're going to be like, I hate everything about you. You suck. On and on down the line, the worst people you know are ultra competitors. The worst people you know are people who are trapped in gaming mode because they don't reason. They don't think. They don't try to understand shit. The only thing they want to do is win. It doesn't matter how. It doesn't matter what they have to do in order to get the win. They're going to do it. It doesn't matter who's affected by their shitty behaviors and their shitty attitude and outlook on life. All they want to do is win. You hate people who are trapped in gaming mode. You hate them. Serial killers, serial rapists. It's a game. Serial pedophiles. It's a game. And they're trapped in gaming mode. And they've got to win. Damned be whoever or whatever's affected by their bullshit. Getting robbed? Oh, it's somebody trapped in gaming mode. At the bottom of society and at the top of society is the same thing. It's the exact same thing. And you hate them. The people at the top of society who are just gathering resources for no fucking reason whatsoever but to feel important, they're trapped in gaming mode. Gotta get this money. Gotta kill these humans. Gotta corrupt this economic system, this economy. Gotta destroy it. Gotta win. You hate them. You want to know why you hate them? Because to be trapped in gaming mode is to be truly corrupt. And even corruption hates the corrupt. Even corruption hates the corrupt. Guys, you know what it is. Brother Blungy, I appreciate you for chiming in, man. So, guys, you know what it is. I'm Donald King. This is podcast episode 90. Podcast episode 90. Wow. 2 of these a week. This is soon going to be 50 weeks that I've been doing this, just short of a year. Yeah, man. I shoot these Mondays and Wednesdays on Facebook Live, right? I You can follow me on. You can follow me on Instagram. I shoot video content, upload it on a regular. Yes. Also, I fly all these videos over to my YouTube channel. I have to upload 6 tonight because sometimes the weeks pass and it just getting everything organized, it slips through my fingers. I have a lot going on in life. I'm a busy, busy man, and being an avatar, there is no time off. You're trying to get people out of gaming mode. You're trying to get people to stop being aggressive, which is being trapped in gaming mode. You're trying to get people to not be corrupt and or agents of corruption, and you're always on the clock. I literally have to fit life into being an avatar, which is tough. Tonight, I don't know how I did in this podcast. Hopefully I wasn't fucking terrible, because sounds like lots of people out here are circling around. It was too hot to close the windows, and I guess maybe some people saw what I had going on here, so hopefully I haven't invited any intruders into the space, but we'll see. Hopefully they don't do anything stupid, because oh my god, oh man, like, when I tell you the avatar perspective is something you don't want beef with, just you don't want to bring bullshit to things that just do not stand for it. Anywho, but I digress, guys. I fly these over to YouTube. Oh, thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate you for saying that it was really good. I'm shooting from the hip. I just try to be as honest as I possibly can. I'm reading principles to the best of my ability. Hopefully there's some fluidity in there, but sometimes there is a bit of distraction, and through the distraction, there's some stutters and some stammers. So hopefully it wasn't to the point that I became a distraction in my efforts to convey. Also, I post content to Medium. You can check me out there. I have lots of pieces there, parables, lots of stories, and just different effects that sort of serve to help you conceptualize this circumstance I'm describing to you in a variety of different ways. Again, what I'm trying to do is help as many people as I can escape gaming mode. And for those who are able to escape, you're going to be so happy, because heaven is the shit. For those who are not, I'm sorry for you, because it's going to be bad. It's going to be much worse than you can imagine. Guys, if you ever get any sort of appreciation out of what I do and you want to bless your boy with a little bit of love, you can always cash at me at Donnie Kang. That's DONIIKang at Cash App. And also you can join the Patreon family. I'm Avatar Cycle XIII. That's also my Instagram tag. Avatar Cycle 13. Proceeds go to building this up to a larger platform. Hopefully getting into an actual studio and getting a little bit better equipment. My laptop has been acting funny lately, man. So we don't know how it's gonna play out. But again, proceeds go to building this up to a larger platform, and then also to helping maintain what I'm doing now. And I keep trying to explain this to you all. Doing things to help the entity I'm hosting be heard, even if it's as simple as sharing these principles, or without trying to take credit for them, because then that would put you in competition against the avatar perspective, which you don't want to do. But sharing these principles, directing people to this feed, helping this thing be heard, helping me find different avenues to conveyance and whatnot, that works to your benefit, because you're assisting reality in clearing the path. That's you doing a good thing, especially if you do it because you realize it's the right thing to do. So yeah, man, that's what it is. I think I'm going to sign off here in a second. Going back to this, The subject of tonight's podcast, guys, don't be an ultra competitor. You know how you get out of gaming mode? You activate your full mind. You know how you activate your full mind? By reasoning and with honesty. I put a piece up on Medium not too long ago called Bidirectional Honesty, and it gives you a fairly concise breakdown on how to start approaching honesty in a way that's going to help you, one, get out of gaming mode, but two, and more importantly, calm your mind. Help you calm down and start syncing up with reality in the world around you. Everything isn't just about the contest just playing out in your head. I put up an Instagram post a couple of days ago where I was like, yesterday I think it was, where I'm like, you're not the star of everything. But if in a video game per se, you are the star. When you're trying to win a video game and you're a human playing as an avatar in the game, the goal is to win. The goal is to benefit yourself at the expense of the system. You go and you wreak havoc and you destroy things and you leave messes everywhere you go, trying to win and or trying to benefit you. In the video game, just like in the game in your head, you are the star. You're the one that everyone envies, the one that everyone is trying to defeat. And when you carry that gaming mode into reality, it turns you into a fucking monster. It turns you into a monster. Practice reasoning and honesty. The more you practice reasoning and honesty is the more you develop your faculty of intuition. The more you develop your faculty of intuition, and your sensory faculty of intuition is the more connected to reality you become. So the more reasonable and honest you become is the less you suffer from psychosis. It's the less you're trapped in an aggressor state. It's the less you're trapped in a competitive state. It's the less you're trapped in a narcissistic state of mind. It's your man. I love y'all. Y'all have a good night. I'm out.